Hate symbols and terror offences will be punishable with mandatory jail terms ranging from 1 to 6 years in Australia, after Parliament passed a series of amendments to hate crime laws on Thursday. The new laws were passed following a wave of high-profile anti-Semitic attacks which have become a major topic of debate in the country. The amendments have been described by the government as the toughest laws Australia has ever had against hate crimes. But critics say that the governing Labour Party is caving to opposition demands and going against its own policy of opposing mandatory jail sentences. Under the amendments, displaying hate symbols or performing a Nazi salute is now punishable with at least 1 year in prison. Other penalties include a minimum of 3 years for financing terrorism and 6 years for committing or planning terrorist acts. There have been several attacks on Jewish targets in Australia in recent months. Last week authorities in Sydney found a caravan containing explosives and an anti-Semitic note. The discovery came just a week after a childcare centre near a Jewish school and synagogue in Sydney was set on fire and anti-Semitic graffiti was seen on one of its walls. In December, a synagogue in Melbourne was set alight with worshippers inside. No one was seriously hurt in the incident, which sent shockwaves through the country. Former Labour Senator Kim Carr criticised the party for what he said was a clear breach of the Labour Party national platform. Labour opposes mandatory sentences on the grounds that such penalties do not reduce crime, undermine the courts' independence and are often discriminatory in practice. But opposition parties did not rush to welcome the new amendments either, accusing Labour of dragging its feet. The Parliament is not acting today because of the decisiveness of the Labour Party, Liberal Senator James Patterson told reporters in Canberra. The Prime Minister has been dragged kicking and screaming to finally introduce tough legislation that will ensure there are real penalties for this behavior. Performing the Nazi salute and displaying Nazi symbols such as the swastika have been banned since January 2024 and carry up to 1 year in jail. The amendments on Thursday make the jail term mandatory. This is not about politics, Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke said on Wednesday night as the amendments were introduced to Parliament. This is about whether the Australian Parliament believes it's acceptable to advocate, threaten or commit violence against another person because of who they are, who they pray to or who they love.